Believe in yourself, a journey from darkness to light. In a quiet meadow cradled by the arms of the forest, where the wind hummed soft lullabies and wildflowers swayed in quiet joy, there lay a tiny seed. It was so small, tucked deep in the grasses, that one could easily pass by without noticing. But the seed saw everything. Above, towering trees danced gracefully with the sky. Majestic oaks, proud pines, and elders draped in moss. The seed would gaze upward each day, filled with a silent longing. If only I could be like them, tall, strong, full of purpose. One golden morning, when the dew still glistened and silence wrapped the meadow like a soft shawl, a gentle voice reached the seed. It was the wise old oak nearby, whose roots had witnessed generations pass and seasons cycle. "Little one," said the oak, its voice like wind over bark, "within you lies everything you need. You were born with it. Trust it. All it takes is courage and patience." The seed, startled but comforted, held tight to the old oak's words. It tucked them deep within its tiny heart like a lantern against the coming dark. That day, the seed made a quiet vow. "I will try." But trying was not easy. Soon the winds shifted and the skies turned gray. Rain poured, and the earth swallowed the seed. Darkness closed in. Gone were the sunlit fields and the comforting voices. Now there was only cold soil, damp shadows, and a pressing silence that stretched endlessly. Fear crept in like a slow mist. Doubts whispered, "You are too small. You don't belong among the tall. You'll never see light again." The seed trembled. But then, in that depth of despair, a memory flickered. The oak's voice, steady and slow. "Trust what lies within." So the seed waited, not in bitterness, but in quiet hope. It listened to the rhythm of the earth. It breathed with the stillness. It bore the weight of silence. And something remarkable happened. Roots began to stretch downward, gently, patiently, as if the darkness had become their guide. Time passed, not in rushes, but in steady, unseen movement. One morning, when the sky wept softly and the meadow swayed with life, a tiny green tip broke through the soil. It was barely there, fragile as breath, yet it reached toward warmth, toward light, toward the unknown. The sprout had been born. Each day, the little sprout greeted the sun with trembling leaves. It drank from the rain. It bent with the wind. And though storms came, howling tempests that lashed its slender stem, it did not give up. Instead, the roots dug deeper. Storm after storm, season after season, the sprout became a sapling. Its body thickened. Its branches spread. The more the wind tested it, the stronger it grew. Not because it avoided hardship, but because it embraced it, allowing every gust to deepen its hold on the earth. Years passed. Now the tree stood tall, taller than it had ever dreamed. Its leaves shimmered with joy. Birds came to build their nests. Children played in its shade. The same winds that once threatened it now danced with it. And through its being pulsed a quiet, unwavering strength. One afternoon, when the sun lay warm across the meadow, the now mighty tree heard a familiar rustle. The old oak, though weathered and slower, looked on with gentle pride. "Do you see now?" the oak whispered. "You always had the strength. You only needed to believe and to grow." The tree swayed softly in the breeze, remembering the soil's embrace, the silence of the deep, the ache of fear. And yet, more than anything, it remembered the light that came when it chose not to give up. Its journey had not been swift, nor free from struggle. But because it dared to rise, it had become not just a tree, but a sanctuary, a symbol, a silent reminder to all who passed. Growth is not in the absence of darkness, but in the choosing to rise through it. The tree stood there, day after day, sheltering birds and butterflies, catching the songs of the wind, offering its shade to the weary. And in its stillness, it whispered the lesson it had learned. Even when the world is dark, even when you feel buried, the light still waits. And the strength to reach it was always yours, because deep inside every being lies a silent promise: you can grow. When we reflect deeply, we may see that our own lives mirror the journey of that little seed. There are moments when we feel overwhelmed, trapped by fear, buried by grief, silenced by uncertainty. But these moments, however painful, are not our endings. They are our soil. They are where our roots begin to take hold. To grow is to trust what we cannot yet see. It is to keep reaching, even when the light feels distant. It is to believe in the quiet strength that breathes within us. And when we do, we not only rise, we become shade for the weary, hope for the searching, and proof that even the smallest seed can become something magnificent.